ask you about your 46 year long career. It's quite amazing. You've done it all. You've done stage, you've done television, you've done international films, you've done uh, so-called parallel films, commercial films. Amar Akbar Anthony. I mean, who would have thought you would be an Amar Akbar Anthony? Such a beloved film, and you've done virtually whatever. What do you think about streaming? Apart from the one that you're just acting in Mughals, I believe. I've seen you in a couple of international shows like Next of Kin, where I thought you had a very powerful role as the sort of matriarch of this family who has a terrorist accused among them. A very beautifully done series. Uh, what is this part of your career like?
You see, I saw the writing on the wall many, many years ago. I remember almost about 10 or 15 years ago, I worked in a film called Waterborne, which was from the word go only to be released on Google.
Okay.
And I went to LA to do the film. And a lot of my friends said, are you crazy? Because it was really made almost at no budget with almost students who had just come out. And they said, what are you wasting your time over there? And I said, listen, if you're not going to grasp what is being offered to you in terms of the future, then you're going to regret it. And I did it then. Now, I think streaming for a certain kind of film is very, very, very important because it's the only platform that you get. And see, it's different from the mainstream film. The success of a mainstream film only depends on the opening week and how it does in the beginning. With things that are streaming, it's word of mouth that really, so you can start slow. But I look at my own pattern of behavior. The only thing I see is if I've heard ये बहुत अच्छा है, तो अगर मैं ऐसा कर रही हूँ तो बाकी भी ऐसे ही करेंगे. और उसकी रीच जो है ना बहुत कमाल की है. अब देखो मी रक्सम रिलीज हुई तो I have so many friends and so many family members all over the world who are so excited, and they said, my God, we are going to be able to see it at the same time as you. Otherwise, then piecemeal distribution hota hai, kab wo film release ho sakti hai, etc. Which is not to say at all that this can take away watching a movie in the theaters, because the magic of that is going to remain. What streaming has done and OTT has done is to bring into focus the fact that content is king, that it's not the star, it is the content, you know, and that is the biggest takeaway we can get, because ultimately, particularly on television, it's really the content, it's the writer who's the hero of that. Because if the writer can keep your interest through many seasons, only then you're going to carry on with it.
And it's also opened a lot more doors for people across ages. I mean, you can, at 70, you can do lead roles. You're playing Babar's sister?
Margaret Parangonsky.
Right. And you're in Halo as well, where I think you have a very significant role. You were in 24. How are
and now playing Ehsan Daulat in Mughals.
In Mughals, exciting. How is this? How is Mughals shaping up?
Well, it's very early.
Yeah.
It's very, very early days, but I find Ehsan Daulat extremely interesting because she was a educated woman. She was a feisty woman. She is the one who was responsible for putting Babar on the throne when he was only 14. And she was the person who guided him and had a slightly dodgy bit to her personality also, which I find very interesting. Yes, I find very interesting.
Yeah, playing someone naughty is always more exciting, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
What's the point of being perfect? So, what are the kinds of roles that get you out of the house now? I mean, it has to be something really remarkable, I suppose, no?
Yeah, definitely. because see, at the moment, I think what is very nice is a lot of short films are being done, and I have done short films, and we've completed a short film called Sheer Korma, which is directed by Faraz Ansari, and it's got Divya Datta and Swara Bhaskar in it along with me. It's ready to be shown now. So it's interesting, but I am interested in short films if it's people who are struggling to make films are making it, or if young people are doing it. If the big guys decide to do a short film only because they think they can make it for very cheap sums of money, I'm not interested in getting exploited.
Yeah.
That I'm not interested in, because I really think that when you have all these streaming platforms have the kind of money that they do, and they make big, then they have to make a contribution towards that particular medium. And we have so many talented people just waiting for that one break. Started with a short film.
Do you feel the industry is going through a change that will make it something completely different? Is there a churning, a burning down of everything, and there'll be something new that will come out of it? Or will it be business as usual when we're all back
No,
shooting?
no, but see, the churning in the industry started happening a long time ago. It was under the able guidance of Sushma Swaraj, leadership, not guidance, of Sushma Swaraj, that the film industry finally got recognition as an industry. And that changed things in terms of the money that was now available from banks, in terms of how it actually became an industry. With corporatization coming in, with all this, it has changed that template completely. Otherwise, we were dependent on money coming in installments, and it was perfectly possible that you shot a scene today and left it half half scene done, and then again resume shooting 2 years later. So
Hmm.
there have been completely hysterical cases where I was working with Shashi Kapoor in a film. It was called Ooch Neech Beach, and it took forever to be made. And so then there was a scene in which Shashi Kapoor leaves his house to go jogging, and when he reaches his destination, he's become 14 kilos heavier. I said, all the joggers of the world will be up in arms against you. At least try to redo the first shot. So I mean, this kind of madness used to go. All that is changing. So that churning is happening. But now I I do hope and I do think that there is conversation happening, there is a churning happening, and it will all happen for the best. लेकिन इस तरह की mud slinging, इस तरह की constantly आप उसको गालियां दें, आप उसको इतने नाम करें, तो you are digging your own grave, because people get tired of hearing the same thing. भाई substantiate what you're saying ना. कुछ भी आप किसी को भी कुछ भी बोल दो, कैसे चलेगा? So I think that
कंगना की बात कर रहे हैं? आप कंगना की बात कर रहे हैं?
you know, why should I even have to answer that question? Why? I am talking about the targeting that is being done, not by one person, it's being picked up by several people, because we are too lazy to get information before we have an opinion. We're just too lazy to do that. And that vilification is going on happening. Anybody who applies their mind will say, let's wait now. देख लेंगे. Let's wait. Why do we have to be उर्दू में क्या बोलते हैं कि आप ही मुनसिफ और आप ही whatever that word is, I can't remember. That way.
I wonder what, may I leave you with this last thought? I wonder what Kaveree Azmi would say about the India of today, about the industry, and about the society of today. Is there something that you'd like to share with us about what he would say?
Well, Kavee's message to the world was, प्यार का जश्न नई तरह मनाना होगा. प्यार का जश्न नई तरह मनाना होगा. गम किसी दिल में सही, gum ko mitana hoga. That was his message to the world. And once he said something very, very significant to me, which has become my mantra. He said, Beti, when you're working for change, you have to build into that expectation the possibility that change might not occur within your lifetime. But you have to have the conviction that if you carry on working sincerely and with passion, then change will come, even if it does so after you are gone. So there is a long term perspective within which you are here to participate in this much of the journey and then give the baton forward. That's what you have to do, because change and transformation is takes a lot of time. But if I can tell myself that I have participated in it rather than just sit and make statements, then I feel that I have been a worthy daughter of Kaveree Bamzai.
Sometimes I think that all the wonderful movies that you did, you were part of that movement, which actually has now got women center stage to a point where they're leading, their own stories. They're at the center of their own stories. Do you sometimes feel the contribution that you and people like Smita Patil made uh, to this point, to women coming to this point in the industry, is not
Sorry.
recognized?
No, I didn't get your question.
The contribution that people like you and Smita Patil made to women coming to this point where they can tell their own stories, be at the forefront of their stories. Do you feel that it's recognized enough?
Oh yes.
It is.
Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And the fact that we got who we are is due to that, because that has held us in good stead for 40 years in my case. And I think that what is happening in the process is that uh, girls themselves, female actors, are recognizing that there is worth in looking for roles that substantiate you as an actor
Yeah.
rather than just a star. And so people are willing to make immense sacrifices to be able to do that, which is why women oriented films are now becoming a plausible uh, commercial consideration, even.
Thank you so much, Ivana ji. It was a wonderful experience talking to you, and all the very best for Mee Raqsam and for all the work that you continue to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Lots of love.